Hello! In today's video we are going to show you how to measure and fit a tensioned motorized roof pleated blind in a lean-to conservatory. Today with me I have Chris, who is our pleated blind expert and is going to help us to make sure we get this right. So starting with the measurements, first of all we're going to measure the width of the blind. Is going to be, and we're going to choose where we're fitting that. So in this instance we're going to go as tight to the glass as we can. So we're going to take one measurement on that side, one measurement in the middle and one on the edge here, and take the narrowest measurement of them all. With tensioned roof blinds, the most important measurement to take, and to take it accurately, is the length of the blind. So what we do with this is we take one length on the left and one on the right, and we give both measurements. Even if it's as little as 5 millimeters different, this is important for us when we set it up in the factory to get the tensioning on the blind bang on. So in this instance, the right hand side, as I look at the window from here, is 2210, and on the left hand side is 2200. So we would think that this reveal is perfectly square, as it's a manufactured unit. However, we can tell that that's 10 millimeters out. We need to know that difference so that we can make the blind perfectly tensioned in the factory. So next up, we need your measurements. So give us these measurements, bang on to the millimeter, and we'll go back and get the factory making your blinds. So what we're doing now, Chris is marking up on there where to put the brackets. What we try to do is to get the brackets to go in between the spools and the motors so that there's no obstruction. So Chris is marking this. Once that's done, he will then use a fixing that's suitable for what we're fixing into. So in this instance, at the top we're going into an aluminium profile, so we'll be using a self-tapping screw. However, this could be different depending on what your fix is, and you'd need to just research that and make sure you're using the best fixing for the job. So now Chris is going to install the brackets for the bottom of the blind. In this case, with the bottom of the blind, there's no need to exactly avoid obstructions. So we're going to put in 3 brackets, one on each end and one in the middle, and that will evenly space and be able to secure the blind with the tension that will be on it. Now Chris is going to clip the blind into the top fixed brackets that we've put in there. So you put it in the top first and then it will snap down and clip into place. So what Chris is doing now is he's undoing the cords and the support wires. So the middle two on the circular tubes are the support wires. These are stainless steel. The side cards are the operation cords. Now Chris is undoing these. It's important that this is done with care, as if you kink the support wires, that's the stainless steel ones in the middle, that's going to affect the operation of the blind. So take care here, but undoing them will now release the blind to drop down. So Chris now has got hold of the bottom bar, which is now going to pull down to the other side of the window to clip it into the bottom clips that we fitted a minute ago. Chris, as I said, will be clipping this in to those top clips, to the bottom clips, and there we have it. The blind is fully secured. So now we've fitted the blind. You can see that the cords and the tensioning wires are a little slack. So what Chris is going to do now, he's going to start with the support wires, which are the stainless steel wires, and he's going to add some additional tension to that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the tensioning on the operating cords. So Chris is taking off the cover strip from the bottom bar to expose the connections inside, that he will then adjust to get the tensioning correct. See, now that's exposed. Now Chris will show us where the screws are. So Chris is now releasing the screw and moving the block over to the left, which is adding additional tension to the operating strings. making the blind work smoother. And now he'll do exactly the same on the other side of the blind. Don't forget to re-tension the screw. And now Chris is going to just clip the cover strip back over the bottom bar, just pushes on and with a click. The next item then for getting this blind fully operational is the power source. So today we don't have power to the top of the windows, so we are using an external battery that plugs into the motor and gives the power. Now there are a number of options of how you fix this. The battery comes as standard with 2 clips that you could actually screw this potentially to some point above or below the blind. Today we are using an alternative option to avoid further drilling, and we're going to use Velcro with hook and loop on the battery and just mounting this directly below the blind. Very simple and very effective. So now your blind is fitted, it's tensioned, ready to roll. The last thing to do is to get it working. So you will have received a remote control here, which then you can wake it up. Depending on which blind you fitted will depend on which channel that's on. So I know this blind here is blind number 3, so I changed this to channel 3. And now, quite simply, I just press the down button and the blind works. The blind will come out of our factory paired up to the right channel with the limits set.